Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari
wants to follow it, you can follow on the phones.
So I think there are open pages kept. Open pages are kept. Bhagavad Gita is kept.
Oh yeah. If anyone wants to follow the Bhagavad Gita, you can. It's quite interesting actually because we're reading Bhagavad Gita and it's on a very exciting part. It's called the Universal Form. And so sometimes I think it's really nice to hear from Krishna about Krishna, because he tells us all about himself. But here we're actually hearing about Krishna. Because some people kind of say, oh, who's Krishna? Oh, Krishna is this or Krishna. But this is a brilliant way to find out who Krishna is by hearing what he's like. So we have the famous conversation. It's a famous conversation because it's who speaks the Bhagavad Gita? Can anyone tell me? Dig deep. Who's speaking? Sanjay. And who's he speaking to? Dhritarashtra. Yes. So, this is a very incredible place because Sanjay is kind of revealing to Dhritarashtra that he's no hope. It's 11:35, sorry. 35 is the verse. Sanjaya vacha etat shutva vachanam kivas keshavasya kritanjalirve panakiriti namaskritva bhuya ivaha krishnam sagadgadam vita vitam paman panamya. And the translation of it. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in a faltering voice as follows. So just before him, why is Arjuna trembling here? Can anyone tell me? Perfect. Why is Arjuna trembling?
Confused.
Yeah, anyone else? He's after seeing the Vishwarup, or the amazing form of Krishna, So he's actually after seeing something. Imagine, something which is complete. I don't know if many have experienced this, but total. Anyone said total fright. He's been shocked, and so Prabhupada in a purport explains, as we have already explained, because of the situation created by the universal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna became bewildered in wonder, and thus he began to offer his respectful obeisances to Krishna again and again with a faltering voice. He began to pray not as a friend but as a devotee in wonder. Okay, the next one. Arjuna vacha stane rishikesha tava prakritya jagat parishacham ajatecha rakshangshi vitani tishodavanti sarve namasyanti cha siddha sangha. Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfect beings offer you the respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So, what's happening here? What is actually happening? Tell me. Arjuna is saying, O master of the senses, he's talking to Krishna, and he's saying everyone becomes joyful, but also the perfected beings offering homage and the demons are afraid. And why is this going on?
Because Krishna is showing his unique form here, universal form. Nobody has seen that form
Yeah.
before. So the devtas, they are doing offering their obeisances.
Yes.
But the demons, out of fear,
Yes.
they're trembling.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they never seen
Yes.
such a form previously.
Yeah. No, that's exactly the answer. But it implies something quite incredible, actually. What it implies is that when Arjuna is here, he's looking at Krishna in immense form. But while he's looking at the form, he's seeing all the demigods and the hosts of the great sages. This is something, this is happening. They're coming and they're offering obeisances unto Krishna. He's seeing this right in front of him. He's on the battlefield and he's seeing all these people coming. And he's seeing that the demons, when they see Krishna, they're running away. You know? So he's actually seeing what's happening. So this is actually happening. So I just want to read the purport what Prabhupada says. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. After Arjuna, after hearing from Krishna about the outcome of the battle of Kurukshetra. Hey, wait a minute, how did he hear about the outcome of the battle? It's only just starting, it hasn't even started yet. How did he hear about the outcome of the battle? It's a good question. The battle hadn't started, so what happened here? Will I tell you? Krishna told him what the outcome was going to be. You know, he told him that you're going to win. You know. So after hearing from Krishna about the outcome of the battle of Kurukshetra, Arjuna became enlightened. And as a great devotee and friend of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said that everything done by Krishna is quite fit. Arjuna confirmed that Krishna is the maintainer and the object of worship for the devotees and the destroyer of the undesirables. His actions are equally good for all. So Krishna is the maintainer and object of worship for the devotees and the destroyer of the undesirables. Can anyone think of a verse in Bhagavad Gita where that actually, that idea is expressed? First word starts with yada. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Sure, everyone has heard that before, haven't you? Dani bhavati bharita abhyuktanam dharmasya tadatmanam shujamanaham. Whenever and wherever there is a rise of irreligion and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself in order to annihilate the miscreants and to protect the devotees. I myself appear millennium after millennium. So I had a lady come to my house this morning, two ladies actually, and they gave me a little leaflet, you know, and the leaflet said something like that do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. That makes sense, doesn't it? It's a nice kind of sentiment. It's pretty much a Christian sentiment. It's in the gospel. I think it's in Thomas or something like that. It's not. It's a gospel statement. And she basically started to tell me that, do you know that God is not happy with the way the world is at the moment, you know, and that there's that in the future He's going to come. And I didn't say anything, but immediately that verse came to mind. Whenever there's a rise of religion and predominant rise. And anyway, she was in her mid-60s, two ladies in the mid-60s, out preaching door to door. And more than I could say from me. So I was very much appreciating her doing that. And I knew someone else from the Jehovah's Witness that they knew as well. So, we got on okay. And I just took her leaflet basically. But that is the point, that Krishna is the destroyer of the undesirables. Does anyone here ever have a situation in which they felt that they were punished for doing something? Yeah? Good. Yes? Okay, good. Few people. Yeah. So was it, did you put it down to the person, or did you see it as a divine arrangement coming from God? Were you punished for a wrong reason? Why do you think God punishes us? Any takers of that? Why does he do that?
So that we can come closer to him.
Yeah, that's very true. Because, because I was thinking about that sometimes, because, I was looking at different aspects of my life that things went difficult, went quite difficult for me. And I often thought about it, why did I have to undergo that sort of suffering? That was pretty heavy. But actually later I understood that it really helped change me as well. Because it does work, people. It does work. Punishment actually works, It makes you think about doing something again. Will I do it the same way, So it actually works. As much as I hate to say it, and even at the time I thought, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this, But I actually did, and it's a kind of sobering kind of thing. Most people, I tell you, a lot of people who come from the West, they think they're the best thing ever, and they really, the whole culture of rugged individuals. No one's going to tell me what to do. There's very much that mentality is there. But when you're talking to a comparison to God, you soon get to realize okay, I'm getting old, I'm going to get diseased, I'm going to die. There's a greater force at work here, as much as we may not want to admit it or to allow for it in our lives. But that, if you want to face the facts, if you want to just examine it, examine it deeply, you'll find actually, yeah, that's true. God is greater, much more powerful. But anyway, so that was that verse, or that was that point about he's punished destroyer of the undesirables. His actions are equally good for all. Arjuna understood herein that when the battle of Kurukshetra was concluded, in outer space there was present many demigods, siddhas, and the intelligentsia of the higher planets, and they were observing the fight because Krishna was present there. When Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord, the demigods took pleasure in it, but others who were demons and atheists could not stand it when the Lord was praised. Out of their natural fear of the devastating form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they fled. Krishna's treatment of the devotees and the atheists is praised by Arjuna. In all cases, a devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows whatever he does is good for all. So, I found that really quite amazing. I want to ask you, does anyone else find that quite amazing? And why? I mean, if anybody buys the Irish Times tomorrow morning, right, are they going to be telling you about the siddhas and the demigods and the higher planets? Are they going to tell you about that? No, because they don't know anything about it. They don't give any credence to it. But this is already going on. That this is happening here as we speak. Yet the information on this planet is so minuscule. It doesn't give any reference. So this whole purport that Krishna is talking about, we need to have an insight into what the whole planetary systems are. And the way we do that is by hearing very closely to probably the sublime messages coming from the Sanatana scriptures, like the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Itihasas, all the different explanations which have been written down, which are millions of years old. That's the nature of this information that's available. It's very clear. It's much more clear than the rubbish that's going to be in the Irish Times or not to have anything against any particular newspaper, but it's got information on higher planetary systems, much more so than this very gross bodily platform of the Earth. Sorry to say that. So that is quite incredible, because that's what you get in this scripture. It's absolute truth. It's actual knowledge. What you get is, in the mundane information, is relative knowledge that is to do with this world, which is very transient. But because we as people are of that higher nature, none of the transient information will actually satisfy us or give us pleasure. You know? Whereas the information from the higher realm, the absolute realm, actually, if we listen clearly, it will resonate with us, and we'll become happy. You know? That is where happiness actually is. It's in hearing from the higher authorities, because that's what we're. That's the basis of our existence. There's three different types of, how would you say, existence that we have. Can anyone explain even one or two of them? We have. No, that's good. It's a good answer. That's the real. You got to the third one and the transcendental one. First one though is the body. Everyone's got a body here. Hands up who hasn't got a body. We all have a body. If you don't put your hand up, or if you did put your hand up, say I don't. That wouldn't really work either. And what else is there besides the body? There's the mind, exactly. So there's the gross body is there, and there's the subtle body, which is the mind. So the body's like you have the brain, right? The brain is going on, it's firing neurons this way, that way. The blood vessels are going everywhere. The heart is beating. The oxygen is coming into the lungs. That's the kind of the physical and mechanical body, you know. But while all of this is going on, there's another person or another self which is conducting things. Like for instance, most of us here at the moment we're digesting, but we don't really know we're digesting. Where digestion is going on anyway. Something's happening that we're digesting. And I'm not just digesting for any one of you. Each one of you are digesting for themselves. So there's a controller in there. There's the body, and then there's the mind. The mind is kind of keeping all these things functioning while we're somewhat conscious, you know. So we often think that we are the mind, you know, mind over matter, all of these different concepts. But according to Bhagavad Gita, everyone likes Bhagavad Gita. Gives their hands up for Bhagavad Gita. Who likes Bhagavad Gita? All of us love Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita tells us that there's another self, which is the real self, and that's called the Atma. You know. Now, there's even less information about the Atma in most places, but in the Bhagavad Gita, there's unbelievable, infinite information about the Atma, and that's who we really actually are. You know, the Atma is allowing this body and mind to function, but it is separate from them. So, that's just a little bit of information. Has anybody got any comments or any questions? Could you read the next verse? 37.
Kasmas tena namiran mahatmana gariyase brahmano pi adhikarte ananta devasha jagan nivasa tvam aksharam sad asattat param yat. O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Purport है ना?
Yeah.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. By this offering of obeisances, Arjuna indicates that Krishna is worshipable by everyone. He is all-pervading and he is the soul of every soul. Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Mahatma, which means that he is most magnanimous and unlimited. Ananta indicates that there is nothing which is not covered by the influence and energy of the Supreme Lord. And Devasa means that he is the controller of all the demigods and is above them all. He is the shelter of the whole universe. Arjuna also thought that it was fitting that all the perfect living entities and powerful demigods offer their respectful obeisances unto him, because no one is greater than him. Arjuna especially mentions that Krishna is greater than Brahma because Brahma is created by him. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel abdomen of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is Krishna's planetary expansion. Therefore Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma and all other demigods, must offer their respectful obeisances. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that the Lord is respected by Lord Shiva. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that the Lord is respected by Lord Shiva and Brahma and similar other demigods. The word Aksharam is very significant because this material creation is subject to destruction, but the Lord is above this material creation. He is the cause of all causes, and being so, he is superior to all the conditioned souls within this material nature, as well as the material cosmic manifestation itself. He is therefore the all great supreme.
John, very nice. Okay, just I kind of need you to picture the situation that you're on a battlefield and there's two huge armies on either side, and in the middle, Arjuna is there with Krishna, and Arjuna is looking at Krishna, and Krishna is just showing the whole universal form. It's an incredible, gigantic picture. People are looking on and they're wondering what's happening out there. They can't see the universal form themselves. They just see that there's something happening, and Arjuna is seeing all the different aspects of the spiritual world, and he's trying to come to some terms, trying to come to some way in which he can describe it. So one thing is he says he sees that Lord Brahma, where Brahma is there, who created the universe. So it's an even very, very subtle being as Lord Brahma. He's creator of manifester of millions. Like his age is 311 trillion years old. This creator, much, very, very powerful. So Krishna is even the creator of Lord Brahma. So this person that he has in front of him is the most incredible person. So this is what Bhagavad Gita is meant to do, what it's trying to do. It's trying to explain to people who we're talking about here. We're not talking about somebody who's insignificant. We're talking about the greatest personality that is. And then the natural tendency with that person is that we bow down to them. So it's for us then to actually get into that mood of being a servant of the servant of God. So these are all the different things that's happening here. Arjuna is trying to explain to us, like written 5,000 years ago, is for us today, equally relevant for us today. So that what actually happened then and what is still occurring as we speak. It hasn't stopped. This is going on today. So the Supreme is available to us as well. Again, any other questions? I'll read the next one. Following 38. Tvamadi Deva Purusha Puranas Tanasya Destasya Param Nidhanam Vitasi Vedam Chaparam Chadam Tvaya tatam vishvam ananta rupa. Translation. You are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes. O limitless form, the whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. The purport says, everything is resting on the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, He's the ultimate rest. Nitana means that everything, even the Brahman effulgence, rests on the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. He is the knower of everything that is happening in this world. And if knowledge is any end, He's the end of all knowledge. Therefore, He's known and the knowable. He is the object of knowledge because He is all-pervading. Because He's the cause of the spiritual world, He is transcendental, and He's also the chief personality in the transcendental world. So that's just more descriptions of who Krishna is. If you want to really go along with that, you'll find it a brilliant meditation. So text 39, and Ajay, could you read 39?
Yes. Shashank Prajapatistam Kapita Maharshya Namo Namaste Stu Sahasragrisva Punashya Bhuyo Namo Namaste. You are air and you are the supreme controller. You are fire, you are water, and you are the moon. You are Brahma, the first living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times, and again and yet again. So the Lord is addressed here as air, because the air is the most important representation of the demigods, being all-pervasive. Arjuna also addresses Krishna as the great grandfather because he is the father of Rama, the first living creature in the universe.
So again, more praise from him. Incredible. Any questions? Anyone likes to add anything? Just feel free to. 14. Nama. Manasi, could you read, please?
Namo Purushada Prushtapasti Namastu Te Sarvatas Ed Sarva Anant Viryam Vikramas Tattvam Sarva Sama Nushi Tatusi Sarva. Obeisance to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbound power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Out of loving ecstasy of Krishna, his friend Arjuna is offering his respect from all sides. He is accepting that he is master of all potencies and all prowess, and far superior to all the great warriors assembled on the battlefield. It is said in the Vishnu Purana, whoever comes before you, even if he be a demigod, he is created by O Supreme Personality of Godhead.
I really like this because. Do you have any comments? No, but I really like this one because what Prabhupada says that he is accepting that he is the master of all potencies and is far superior to all the great warriors assembled on the battlefield. I think that's a great image because there's these incredible warriors on both sides of the battlefield. They're really very, very powerful, and they're if we were to make an estimation of what is great strength, you wouldn't find any place more so than on that planet or on that battlefield. And the interesting thing is that all these living entities have come from all planetary systems just to have this battle on this planet. This is, as I said on many occasions, an intergalactic war. The Battle of Kurukshetra wasn't some little skirmish or some little thing that just happened. This is an absolutely generational, once every hundreds of thousands of years, something like this would happen. That they all decided that they would come to the earth and have this battle out, and all these warriors and these demigods, demons, whatever, they were coming to fight in this battle. And then Krishna says, well, I'm not going to fight, but I'll be there, And then he's there, and then Arjuna is seeing who this person is there. And he's greater than anything that's here on the battlefield, even though that's the best that this whole world can offer. So, Prabhupada has very nicely given us that insight when he says that he's talking about the powers and the potencies of Krishna. He's trying to get that right across to us. The last 5 verses have talked about how God is all-pervading. That's one of the words that's used the most, all-pervading, all-pervading, all-pervading. Just one example. Sometimes scientists try to say that we know what the universe is made of. We've understood all of these things. Well, of course, we found the electron, the proton, the molecule. But actually, if anybody has done a study of any of these things, they realize that even that so-called study of matter, which they say that they've mastered, is completely inadequate. They don't know what it is. They have no idea what matter is. They don't know what an electron is. They don't know what a proton is. They assume that they try to use it for the specific things. It gives them a slight ability to utilize these things, but they don't know what it is. They have no idea. When they go down into the nucleus, they find there's millions of other things going on in there as well. So they don't know what's in each of those and probably if they go into each of those millions of things, they still won't understand what's in there further, because it's not as they cannot understand the incredible creation that's going on. Yet they're trying to take the position of Krishna, and the world is swayed by the opinions of these scientists, and they dismiss this as mythology, which is what the British did in India and of course in Ireland as well. So the fact is that this is something which is called bias, which we have to remove. We have to remove this bias from our lives in order for us to actually get back down, to cut right into the reality of the spiritual dimension. We have some wonderful spiritual scientists working on a lot of these things at the moment, and they're making incredible impact even in the scientific world, because what we're trying to add to the scientific world, we're not trying to just put down the scientific world or anything like that. We're trying to add to that world by explaining that the Bhagavatam, which is Aporoshaya, has a lot of the mysteries that they cannot understand in their view, their worldview, and the worldview that they're trying to promote around the world. They will get a lot of information if they can dig down into Bhagavatam, which is what our scientists are doing. So, future could see the day, when the devotees who are following the Sanatana Dharma are the ones who are going to provide the real insights into the world. And in all areas of science, because if you study Bhagavatam is psychology, it is sociology, it is physics, chemistry, biology. It is all of these things are found in their highest level in Srimad Bhagavatam. But we kind of need to dig down. We've got to get around sort of certain biases initially. But we've got some amazing scientists working on this, and because they cut to the chase, they actually see the anomalies in which the world is operating, and that's one of the reasons why we as a group are trying to get our place just outside Dublin, so that we can establish a base of learning of our science, of what we're presenting, so that the world can actually see that it is in operation, basically. So we can actually find out ourselves. And I really want to put the point across that the simple lifestyle of protecting animals, protecting the cows in particular, is very, very, it's very, how would you put the word? That's all pervasive as well. I mean, it is a very high civilization that we're trying to recreate here, both in Ireland and of course across the world, because it is the only thing which can actually give real solace to the soul. if there are peaceful, happy souls on this planet, I was talking to one of the best exponents of this. His name's Prabhu. He's one of the directors of the Eco Village in Pune, and he mixes with he's been with Modi and like lots of higher echelon people, even with stars like Bollywood, whatever. Anyway, I won't get into all that, but he's very much an authority basically. And his estimation, he was asked recently by two commentators, because I remember when he was a monk. He was only, I was there in the 80s or early 90s. He had just joined, and he was just a simple guy, like simple appearing. I mean, he was IIT. He was a brain. He was a physicist, this and that. But he was a brahmachari. He was like a monk, and he still is. He hasn't changed in a sense. But now he's mixing all these, royalty and whatever. So how did that happen? And how could he maintain this kind of a level? And he basically said that everybody who is a devotee has the same surname. Does anyone know what that surname is? Das, which means servant. We're all servants. He said that is something which is missing in the world. That when people become renowned in something, then they take the plaudits, that they're the authorities in this and this and this. But as the more a devotee makes advancement, the more he says, I'm a servant of the servant. I don't know anything. It's all coming from, it's coming from above, basically. And my view is that I'm the servant of all of these servants, of these servants, of these servants. But that is something which is lacking in the world today. And from his experience of working with a lot of these people, is that a lot of people are looking for this type of society that I was mentioning, which is based on spiritual values, actual real values, not hypocrisy, but actual values. People are deep down, they deeply need this, but they don't know. But when they meet devotees, and he's had incredible success like that, they make friends with him. And he said the first thing to do is just you have to make friends with everybody, because we're ultimately all souls. That's who we all are. We're all souls. So whatever we should be. And Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita on many occasions that one who is friendly to all living entities. So this is it's a very very deceptively empowered science of spirit. And the more that we can make more inroads into it, the more we dig deep into it, drill deep down into this philosophy, the greater it is. And the more we will become enlivened by it, and become enlivened to tell people about it. But so that's why we have these talks on Bhagavad Gita, and the next two verses are going to so we understand the power of Krishna. Arjuna is talking to him. By the way, any questions, any comments, or will I move on? Yeah. 41, 42. Hold on, let's read Sanskrit. Sakati matva prasabam yadoktam. Krishna hi yadava hi sakati. Ajanata mahimanam taridam. Aya pramada Anayena Vapi Yat Chava Asartam Asakrutosi Vihara Shayasana Bojanishu Eko Ta Vakyachuta Tatsamaksha Takshamaye Tvam Aham Apramya. In translation, thinking you as my friend, I rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive me, or whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many, many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone, and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. Purport. Although Krishna is manifested before Arjuna in his universal form, Arjuna remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna, and is therefore asking pardon and requesting Krishna to excuse him from the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. He is admitting that formerly he did not know that Krishna could assume such a universal form, although Krishna explained it as his intimate friend. Arjuna did not know how many times he may have dishonored Krishna by addressing him, "O my friend, O Krishna, O Yadava," etc., without acknowledging his opulence. But Krishna is so kind and merciful that in spite of such opulence, he played with Arjuna as a friend. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten. And we can see that from the behavior of Arjuna. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence of the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. I mean, that's pretty powerful. Can anyone make any comment on that? Especially what Prabhu just said.
It's like a parents, kids, son, parent, father, mother, son,
Yeah,
relationship
exactly.
that sometimes it goes.
Yeah. And that's me and God. This is this incredible personality is doing everything. And that's me. And yet we're just saying, well, God, that's the power of God, and He's able to do that with all of us. That was anything else? The relation between the living entity and Krishna is fixed, eternal. So we never, ever can actually go away from Krishna. That's our natural position in relationship with God. And it's a relationship of the deepest love. It's the deepest love that can be found. So Arjuna is just realizing that and seeing that. So, and 43. Vitasi lokasya charakarasya tvamasya pujas chagurur gariyan natvat samoshti avyadikuto yo lokatraya prapratima prabhava. Lokatraya prapratima prabhava. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation, of the moving and of the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? And what Prabhu tells us in the purport. The supreme personality of God, Krishna, is worshipable as a father is worshipable for his son. He is the spiritual master because he originally gave the Vedic instructions to Rama. And presently, he's instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Therefore, he's the original spiritual master. And any bona fide spiritual master at the present moment must be a descendant in the line of disciplic succession stemming from Krishna. Without being a representative of Krishna, one cannot become a teacher or spiritual master of transcendental subject matter. The Lord is being paid obeisances in all respects. He is of immeasurable greatness. No one can be greater than the Supreme Personality of God in Krishna, because no one is equal to or higher than Krishna within any manifestation, spiritual or material. Everyone is below him. No one can excel him. This is stated in the Svetasvara Upanishad. Natasya karyam karanam chavidyate, natat samascha yadikascha dishyate. The Supreme Lord Krishna has senses and a body like the ordinary man, but for him there is no difference between his senses, his body, his mind, and himself. Foolish persons who do not perfectly know this say that Krishna is different from his soul, mind, heart, and everything else. Krishna is absolute, therefore his activities and potencies are supreme. It is also stated that although he does not have senses like ours, he can perform all sensory activities. Therefore his senses are neither imperfect nor limited. No one can be greater than him, no one can be equal to him, and everyone is lower than him. The knowledge, strength, and activities of the Supreme Personality of God are all transcendental, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma chamete vyam evam yoga titatvata chaktva deham punar janma naitimam artisorjuna. Anyone know what the translation of that is? One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon taking a material body, take birth in this material world, but obtains to my eternal nature. That is my opinion. So Krishna basically, this is why we're doing this now, because we've all heard about Krishna. Because anyone who knows about Krishna won't take birth again. Fast, you know. That's a better bargain than you get in pennies or in Easons or anywhere else. It's the best bargain you can get. You know, you won't be taking another birth again. You won't even have to go to those places again, because everything is provided there, and you'll be eternally happy. So that's what Krishna's explaining. So that's why we're doing this. Whoever knows, I'll take them.